There's one more thing we'd like to do with this estimator. Show a little bit more of our work when we're making that estimate and displaying it. How many items were to be purchased, what the total shipping cost is, and what the tax rate is. This will be the first time we're modifying the content of the page directly, not just changing values or states in the form. So let's go back over to our editor and get started. We're going to scroll down to where we calculate and display our final estimate. I'm going to set myself a couple of placeholders here. The total items, the total shipping cost, and the tax, just as a reminder. To start off, I'm going to get a reference to the place where these data will eventually be displayed. We'll call it the results. I'm going to use document.getElementById, and I need the ID, so let's go back over to Firefox. I'm going to right-click this general vicinity and hope that something good comes up. Well, I got the whole container, so I'll just keep disclosing these with the right arrow key after I click them. Here we go, results. That's what I want. I'll paste that in, so I have that ready to go. But how am I actually going to set the value? What part of the DOM API do I want to use? We'll go back to the browser and take a look. I'm going to open up my developer tools again and go to the console. There are two different ways that I can get or set the value of some region of the page: innerHTML and text content. Let's see how those differ. I'm going to address this little portion of the footer. I'm going to inspect this element to see what I have here. Okay, so this is footer widget 2, a class of footer widget 2. And it's inside this footer with an ID of colophon. So I'm going to use document.querySelector to retrieve this. I'll pass in that string colophon, and then that class was footer widget 2, I think. Mouse over that. Yes, got the right thing. Okay, let's see how these two items differ. I'll try innerHTML first. Hit return. Whoa, I get a whole bunch of stuff here. This is the HTML that produces this, rendered as a string. We can compare that to the text content. Now, this is just the text with all the HTML stripped out and leaving, as it happens, a bunch of the white space that HTML took up. So depending on how we want to do this, we could use either one of these to get or set HTML or plain text. We're probably going to be doing a little bit of formatting on this results area, so I think I'll be using innerHTML. So we'll close that and go back to our editor. So we're going to be setting the results innerHTML. And we'll start out by displaying the total items. We're going to just concatenate a string together here. And I believe, yes, I can rely on Visual Studio Code's autocomplete to help me here. The total quantity. And I'm going to concatenate on a little bit of HTML to help me format this. Just add a line break. And I'm going to do this a few more times. But if I just keep reassigning it, of course, I'm going to wipe out whatever I've done previously. So I need to do some concatenation here. I could write it like this: results.innerHTML equals results.innerHTML plus, and then keep doing more stuff. But I like to shorten this by using the concatenation assignment operator, where I just kind of glom them together. So this next piece is going to be the total shipping cost. This is going to be displayed as currency. And so I think this variable was called, shipping cost. That's the total shipping cost, and we'll use toFixed. And we'll set that to 2 decimal places for a nice display. And keep that line break on the end there. We'll do this one more time for tax. And this tax is going to be displayed as a bit of a calculation here. So what I need to do is take my tax factor, which I set up for convenient multiplication up here, but I want to display it as a percentage. So first I'm going to need to take off that 1. We'll wrap these in parentheses just to avoid confusion. So that's going to leave me with just a decimal. And to display it as a percentage, I need to multiply it by 100. So we'll wrap this in another couple of parentheses, multiply it times 100, and then we'll bring that to fixed as well with 2 decimal places. We'll add a percent sign for display purposes here. And I also want to note which state is causing this tax factor to be used. So we're going to wrap that like this. We'll put the state in parentheses. So let me remove that. Add some more concatenation here. And then the other variable is, I can let autocomplete help me here, shipping state. Okay, that looks right. So to recap, we're taking that tax factor, trimming off the 1, multiplying it times 100, and then adding some decimal points for nice display. Adding the percentage sign, and then also displaying the shipping state. We'll save this, switch over to Firefox, and give it a try. Refresh. You get a couple of items into these fields. Set this to California. All right, let's see how we go. We have 3 items. That's what we're expecting. So our shipping cost should be $6. 3 total items, $6 shipping. Tax rate is 7.5%. We actually don't want that dollar sign here, so let me get rid of that. Get rid of the tax dollar sign. There we go. Refresh one more time. All the same inputs are still there. Estimate total. There. That looks nice. And with that, we've gotten our little estimator into pretty good shape. It calculates correctly, shows its work, and only tries to act when it has all the information it needs. Our JavaScript powers are growing.